Are you ready to wheel, people? Are you ready to spin the wheel and catch some feels? What is real? I don't kneel. Yes, we have been eating crab rangoons. Hello! Hello, Matt Smith in Universe. Fantastic. I will grab that real quickly. How we all doing today? How we all doing today on this wonderful day? I already put Paris Hilton in. You're fine. So today is going to be a short one because we have stuff to do to prep for the special wild magic thing that's happening later. However, I will be here for another 47 minutes, so we can do some spinnies today at the very least. For those who don't know, the wiki was down, and that's why we have unusual timing and a shorter episode today. But I haven't decided what yet, but I will be doing something to make up for that. Don't you worry about that, sunshine. Looking forward to her to Paris Hilton. Fantastic. We'll get around to that one, I'm sure, at some point. I just hope that you're here when we do. Mind you, Alan does have like a bias towards things that are new on this, I've noticed. They're very novelty minded like that, so you've got a good chance, I'd say. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's spin the wheel, why don't we? Oh no, Alan's all quiet. Gawain! I see what you're doing there. Time Worm! It looks like Time Worm is going to be our first entry today. So let's just see what that ends up being. Pretty sure I know what this is, so we'll see. We'll see. Oh, wait. Boom, boom. There we go. William once wrote a letter in Doctor Who Adventures asking the 11th Doctor if the Time Beetle had a friend, such as a Time Worm or a Time Spider, as well as if he liked them. The Doctor responded that the Time Beetle belonged to the Pantheon of Discord, speculating they probably had Time Worms, Space Parrots, and dimension-jumping cheese weasels, as they just loved chaos. Pros, time for friends. Notably, the 7th Doctor had previously faced a godlike being known as the Time Worm. You got an ad for marathons? I'm sorry. I've got a little bit of a headache coming on. I'm just gonna grab something. One sec. Okay. Like Ryan, your chat is a lot faster today. It happens. It comes and goes. You know what I mean? It comes and goes. One second. Damn, we ranked now. We have a competitive system now, yes. But fix the points? No. 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 Learn Python, Ryan? No. I'm not going to learn Python. Absolutely not. Alright. Let's see. Oh, well done, Cookie Boy, for getting the #1 spot. Cookie Boy, keep typing. Keep typing. Keep typing comments before someone takes the #1 spot from you. Cheese sandwich. I'm going to grab that real quick. and put that on the wheel, and then we can continue with this. When did this come out? Can I check something real quick? Oh. Yeah, what's this about? If I just keep chatting absolute shit, I will eventually get #1. Yes, Who Designs, that is literally how it works. So, Jenny Roulette on Thursday, poll possibly. I think I was suggesting we do a poll. No. No, how about... I want to do a right from scratch this week. So, why don't we do Jenny Roulette next week? And that can be like my way of making up to you guys for what happened today. How about we do it that way? Gee. I say that, I like phrase that like it was a proposal, but that is just what I'm going to do. So, Jenny everywhere, Wiki Roulette on Tuesday, next Tuesday. There we go. Wait, what happened today? Oh, the wiki was down for a little bit, so I wasn't able to stream, but I'm back. Hi, Mr. M Works, good to see you. A very good evening to you too. My brain feels like it's cooking right now. What grumbles? Okay, I know. I feel that, Najawin. Woo, Jenny. Yeah, we can do Jenny Roulette next week. Najawin, you don't like Jenny? Oh no. Let's see. It's very good to see you, Mr. M Works. Always good to see you, mate. All right, let's go over here real quick. My head is pounding. I'm sorry, guys. Here we go, and wheel spin. Yeah, baby. Violet MacGuffin. I know what this is. I think we've done this before, but I will do it again because if I remember correctly, it's a pretty short page. Violet MacGuffin was a substitute for Rose Tyler in a Violet MacGuffin was a substitute for Rose Tyler in a hypothetical version of history where Rose had never saved the life of her father. In a hypothetical version of history where Rose Tyler successfully saved the life of her father in 1987, the changes were substantial enough to the timeline that time created substitutions. Violet MacGuffin took Rose's place, moving into the power estate of her family after the Tylers moved out following Pete Tyler's newfound success. Violet eventually dated Mickey Smith, got a job at Hemrex, and began traveling with the Ninth Doctor after defeating the Nestine Consciousness. In a further hypothetical situation, the timeline would return Earth to its regular course of history, perhaps centuries after Violet and the Doctor travelled to Victorian Cardiff and defeated the Guelph, and into 2006 to defeat the Slovene and convince Caroline and Mickey that she was alright. Violet was brash and opinionated. Violet MacGuffin is evidently named in reference to the literary trope known as the MacGuffin. Like her namesake, Violet serves a role in the suggestions to the players of Adventures in Space and Time, the role-playing game, on how to handle repercussions of changing history without being truly distinctive unto herself. Death is the only answer TV story. Okay. Violet MacGuffin sounds like a Simpsons character. It really does. It really does sound like a Simpsons character. Yes, yes. This is true. Alright, back to the wheel. Back to the wheel. Okay, let's take a look on the wheel. Yeah, baby. People interviewed on Doctor Who Confidential, not involved in production of televised Doctor Who. That's a mouthful. It's catchy. Wait, it's down again? What's down again? It's not down for me! Oh, this is just a category? Well, guess what? I'm going to read it anyway. How about that? How about that? How about that? Okay, Andrew Collins, Nev Fountain, Clayton Hickman, Marek Kukula, Richard Mason, Kim Newman, and Joe Sykes. Yay! Okay, let's go back here. Ryan is only tired from having to carry the Doctor Who fandom, setting the standard for class and quality. Oh, what a bunch of fucking reprobates. Alright, I got the G1. The G1 is in there. Okay. We're going back to the wheel. Yeah, baby. Gladiators keepy uppy TV. Oh no! Oh no! Using my deductive reasoning skills, I believe that we have a Doctor thing on our hands, and haha, I want to die. Let's take a look. Gladiators Keepy Uppy was the name given to BBC iPlayer to a short sketch in an episode of Saturday Mashup Live titled Gladiators and Minions. It was the first installment of the Doctor series of Doctor Who parodies on that show, and it was broadcast on 13th of July 2024. It starred Joe Tasker as Doctor, Shireen Kelvin as his companion Patience, and Dave Chapman as AIEIO. It was a crossover with BBC One reality TV show Gladiators. Doctor and Patience want to go to the European football finals, but the anti-gravity ball is more lightweight than expected. They enlist the help of time-scooped gladiators to retrieve the ball, but things don't go to plan. World of Warcraft! I put World of Warcraft on the wheel. Alright, Doctor is doing Keepy Uppies in the Star Shed, but is interrupted by AIEIO, who claims that he has only got into football since England got into the European finals. It's quite a funny joke. Doctor reports that AIEIO is simply jealous of Doctor's football skills. AIEIO finds this amusing. Patience enters distraught, saying that Doctor had promised to take her to the finals. Doctor is annoyed, saying that she has made him lose count of his Keepy Uppies, and so starts from the beginning, which Patience is displeased about, worrying that they will miss kickoff. Doctor reminds her that the Star Shed is not just a time ship, but also a spaceship, so time is not a problem, and begins to work the controls. This is quite good, trying to get to the stadium in time for kickoff. In response to AIEIO inquiring if he has had to work the controls, Doctor replies in the negative. Doctor also reminds Patience that he has managed to get free seats for the concert, claiming to be the intergalactic football champion, a false claim. However, he intends to use an illusion anti-gravity football to put on a halftime performance. Their plans are scuppered by the football's increasing anti-gravity effect as they get closer to the Earth. Doctor attempts to retrieve it using his sonic spatula, but this does not work, as it is simply an ordinary spatula. This is legitimately one of the worst parts of the franchise, yeah. So Gladiators is just a rip-off of American Gladiators, am I right? Let me find out. Feel like it's the other way around, though. Oh. Yeah, it is. It is a British version of American Gladiators, yes. China, Japan, North Korea, Canada, the Hot Warriors. I don't think the Hot Warriors has a page. I'm sorry. I don't think that the Hot Warriors have a page, okay? They should. How dare you, Riot? Of course the Hot Warriors have a page. I don't even get why this and a bunch of other CBBC shows are so sports obsessed. Because sport is a really easy way to turn people into unthinking, unfeeling morons, and the BBC state-funded fucking TV, and the state only wants you smart enough to put a button, but not smart enough to think for yourself. It's the fucking opiate of the masses, dude. I don't know. The Hot Warriors are causing this heat wave that I hate them so much. No, that's climate change. Let's see. And someone just left. Patience claims that the beginning of Starshed stands for space-time, sciencey and really. However, she cannot remember the rest as Dr. Doctor had lost the manual. Possible things she suggested the remaining letters could stand for are handstand and elephant. AIEIO is likely a pun on the common abbreviation of artificial intelligence and the lyrics of popular nursery rhyme Old MacDonald Had a Farm that are in the episodes. He is referred to as AIEIO, adding a further pun on AIUOs. What's an IUO? I don't think it's referencing any of those things. Guys, I made a wiki account to create a Hot Warrior page, but I couldn't figure out how. It is not a fanfic wiki. You would not be allowed to make a page about the Hot Warriors. We would need to make a Something Blue audio wiki for that to be possible, unfortunately. All right, let's keep going. Okay, and spin it.
Yeah, baby.
One, community bonding. 2, national pastime. 3, extracurricular for college. 4, keeping healthy. Just off the top of my head. All of those things can indeed be achieved outside of the condescending hello children today, let's be active war crap. I agree. And I mean, I still remember the story of that time that a Southampton supporter went to Portsmouth and like their throat got slashed open because they were wearing a Southampton shirt. So I don't really think it bonds communities that much, to be honest. In fact, I would say that it deeply stratifies communities, which leads into what I said about the state using it to like keep people fucking stupid. I don't know. National pastime, I mean, gives a fuck. Extracurricular for college. Sports shouldn't be integral to getting an education about knowledge. Exactly. Exactly. Especially, it's not integral / helps, especially when you consider that, like, that means that an able-bodied person who is less capable at the actual role can do better than a disabled person, because the disabled person cannot do the extracurricular sporting activity and excel at that. But like, I don't know, man. Kind of just when you like break it down and keep going down the road, it really does just kind of seem like yet another form of eugenics, to be honest. Keeping him on track. Wheel. I know. I've only been watching for like 10 minutes and never seen you before, but you're very tapped in and have a lot of great takes to me. Well, thank you so much. And to be clear, I think sport is amazing. I am very, very pro sport. I just think that it gets used in a very insidious way. The Hot Warriors should have a page, though. I think the Hot Warriors needs to be a canon Doctor Who thing, like, immediately. And I one of you guys who writes for the real Doctor Who books in the chat needs to make the Hot Warriors a thing. Just mention it once and don't elaborate on it. You will be, I tell you what, if you do it, you will forever be a hero in the community. You may die for it, but you will live on as a legend. Love a good Doctor Who Wiki Drive. Good vibes. I almost said Doc Ock there. Claudia Blondeau. Yeah, we do this every Tuesday, Mark. Let's see. I despise football and have no interest in watching sports, but it makes sense to me why people encourage it in programs. It sums up a bunch of things all in one. Let's see here. We have the wiki here. Let's pop it in. I just forgot how to run my own page for a second there. Oh, G. Did we land on G and I didn't do it? Did we do that because I'm a disgrace to my own job? We did do that, yes. Okay, well, I'll stick Claudette Blondeau in here for now, and we'll read G. You know, I'm not gonna lie, when you translate this costume into an actual comic book, it kind of fucks. I kind of like it. It's kind of doing it for me. I'm into it. To be fair, British football has a bad place in my life, as it's one of those things that was thrust upon me when I was young, because it's what boys are meant to like, apparently. Yeah, and like, to be honest, Xavier, you'll agree with me on this. Don't you think that British football and British football culture is like super destructive to like community outreach and communities getting along and shit? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it just turns people into morons. I always have. And I feel like I've only ever been proven right about that. And it's a shame, because I fucking love sport. I'm a big, like, boxing dude. I love boxing. Was the 7th letter of the alphabet for... as spoken by the 10th Doctor and the entity possessing Sky Soulmaster. Oh my god! That's such an incredible way to explain to someone what the letter G is! Holy shit! Tardis Wiki, add it again. Amazing. Was the 7th letter of the alphabet following F and preceding H. In 1953, a postbox with the initials GR was located in Florizel Street. As the superhero known as the Ghost, Grant wore a suit with a big G on his chest. Lamau, US football culture is just as bad as some areas, but I still understand it from the perspective of people making the program. Is it though? Because I don't... Do people get murdered in the US for like going into a town wearing the wrong football jersey? Does that like happen? God, I'm learning Morse code right now and it's following me even here. Alright. Let's see. Let's take a look. Yeah, baby. Pack God? What's Pack God? Let's find out. Pack God is nothing. Apparently, there isn't a page called Pack God. Yeah, baby. Can I help you? The short story. Where are we going now? The Hot Warriors, not the Hot Warriors, the How Warriors. They claim a lot of people. I was just reading up, Najuen, about football hooliganism in the UK versus the US, and you are right. In the last decade, there have actually been more incidents of terrible violence happening on the US side. That is true. That is true. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Pat God. Didn't we miss one? Did we miss one? I feel like we just missed one. Claudia Blondeau. We were supposed to do Claudia Blondeau. Let's take a look at that. Come Die With Me audio story. Is that a real one? That's great. That's great. To be clear, Najawin, I was raised by a football hooligan. So, when you said Lamau, it's worse than America, I took that a little bit personally. I've seen things, man. I've seen things. Alright, Claudia Blondeau is an English model who played several uncredited roles in DWU productions, including the uncredited role of Muriel Frost in the Doctor Who television's episode Aliens of London. I didn't say worse. I know, it's alright. It's alright. I'm just letting you know that we have common ground here. That's all, my dude. Touchdown, fight. We're not going to fight. It's okay. I'm not going to allow us to fight. I don't think Najawin wants to fight either. So, it's fine. Blondeau appeared on the cover of the August 1984 issue of Young Miss magazine and the April 1986 issue of the Good Housekeeping UK. Have to go out with bro, be good, Ryan, and chat. I will be good. I can't speak for the chat, but I will be on my best behaviour, because I'm a good boy, I am. Blondeau's film debut was as the character Maggie in the 1993 anthology film Dark Dreams, and 4 years later Blondeau played an unnamed woman in the 1996 film Hawk's Vengeance. Oh my god, she's Muriel Frost! In 2005, Blondeau played Muriel Frost in Aliens of London. However, she was not identified in dialogue nor credited at the end of the episode, despite earlier drafts of the episode having the Ninth Doctor directly speak to the character. DWMSE11 identified Claudia Blondeau, but said she played an academic, not directly specifying Muriel Frost. However, she is identifiable visually. In addition to her role as Muriel Frost, Blondeau played other uncredited roles in later stories. In 2006, she portrayed a party guest in Rise of the Cybermen. In 2009, she portrayed a wedding guest in Sarah Jane Adventure Story, The Wedding of Sarah Jane Smith, and a nurse in the Torchwood story, Children of Earth Day 1. Ryan, is Najawin secretly your best friend? I feel like me and Najawin, actually do like and respect each other. We just butt heads because even though we agree on 95% of things, we disagree on 5% of things, and we both find that completely unacceptable. I like Najawin though. I consider Najawin a friend, yes. This just tells me she has more right to be 16 than Rose. It's not called the narcissism of large differences. Oh dude, it sounds like best friends to me. All right. Alright. Let's spin the wheel. I'm in high demand as a best friend. Okay. Lots of people want to be my best friend. Yeah, baby. The video game Skate. Oh my god. I played this. Do you know, I want to tell you, when I was in college, I played Skate because my friend got it, and they were really hype about it, and they were like, Ryan, play Skate with me. You remember those old Tony Hawk's games? And I was like, yeah, those Tony Hawk's games were amazing. And then they were like, I'll play this. It's like a modern version of those, and it really fucking wasn't. It was good. It was a good game. It was well made, but it was not what I was there for, and I hated it. Ryan, why do you inhale so much? Because I have really bad asthma. The video game was played. I'm literally just trying to breathe most of the time. The video game was played by Mika Davis as she played the game. Ayanto Jones visited their home. Sorry, there's no worries. Visited their home and gave Mika $10. The next morning, David Davies. Like, if you could actually hear me breathe, you would hear that every time I breathe in, it's like a little wheeze. The next morning, David Davies played the game. The video game is Skate of the Skate series. It is unidentified in Children of Earth. Alright. Let's see. Let's go back to the Wheel of Names. Let's go back to the Wheel of Names. And pick another thing.
Yeah, baby.
Speaking of which... St. Chad's Cathedral. St. Chad. Skate will return in the next finale as the twist. I'd be impressed if they pulled that, to be honest. Oh, who's that? Who's that? Hang on, guys. Yeah, that's right, that's right. That's right, you drive off. You drive off, sunshine. Anyway, we bow to you, oh St. Chad. All okay? Yeah! Fuck yeah, everything's great. Okay. You safe? I'm 100% safe. No, I'm not being stalked. I'm not being stalked. It was just there was someone that I didn't recognize walking past our mailbox, and so I was a little bit hyper-vigilant, that's all. Because we live in quite a small community, and so, like, I know everyone, and I did not know this person. You'd better be safe, man. I am completely safe. I am completely safe. I live in a very easy-to-defend household. And I am very capable of defending myself in a pinch. It's fine. Just check, no home stuck on the wiki, disgusting few. That's good. It's all good. Yeah, no, I'm 100% safe. It's just sometimes we have like sometimes there are like kids who like try to take things from the front yard. We sell eggs, so sometimes people will try to steal eggs, and I'm just sometimes have to watch out for stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I'm generally a very paranoid and security focused person, like anyway, so I'm fine. I'm fine. Real talk, when I lived in the other place, I used to have problems all the time. When I lived in London, I would constantly have like problems and things I would have to deal with. And here, like, fucking nothing. Nothing. I've not had a single problem since I've come here. I lucked out. Eggs, that means chickens. You have chickens? Yeah. Ryan, say that you won't mention twinks or else my family will walk in. Twinks. I love twinks too. Twinks are great. They tend to be pretty cool people, or massive narcissists. But then, I mean, they're just twinks, so you just go, shut up. Glad you're finding it so much calmer there. I do, honestly. A lot of it's just Fee and Fee's family. Fee's family are amazing, and they've been really, like, accepting and supportive and all that jazz. Have you ever wondered what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken? I think as seasoning options go, it's a bit extreme, but I imagine you'd get like a nice smoky texture to the cindered bones that might be left, assuming it doesn't just vaporize from convection. You just get cooked chicken, eggs, and feathers. That's also true. Did we land on something? Did that happen? Let me see if that happened. Yes, St. Chad's Cathedral. Alright, according to Dirk Gently, St. Chad had a brother, Chad, who was even duller than he, who was a Northumbrian saint who had a cathedral in Birmingham named in his honour. St. Chad's Cathedral was not named in Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency. Although it's possible that a real-world location doesn't exist in the same geographic space in the Doctor Who universe, such cases are few and far between. Thus, the map to the right is probably a good indicator of the DWU location of Chad's Cathedral. They're just twinks, so you gotta shut up. I think my family thinks I'm tuning into a twink stream. Galahad, I think I already have Galahad on here, but I'll add it again. I don't care. We can do that. We can do that. We can totally do that. Oh my god. Looking forward to the TV. You're about to start reading Dirt Gently. That's cool. That's awesome. Let's go back to the wheel now. Let's spin the wheel again. Yeah, baby. Oh my god! This was suggested today. Wonderful. Okay. You have me for a little while longer. Get excited, ladies and James. Paris Hilton was an actor known to the Fourth Doctor. He considered her to be a great example of a woman and statuesque. I can't believe that the Fourth Doctor was horny for Paris Hilton. I was not ready to learn this information today. We can't see the wheel. Wait, the wiki. Yeah, there you go. Guys, read this with me. Clearly this is Dark Dimension 4. An alien marketplace after Grav Convey's deceitful but not in ill-intentioned performance as a manacle ceased. The Fourth Doctor and Oliver Day signed his report card as sponsors. The Doctor didn't want to get in the way of Grav Convey's potential, considering him to be the next Olivier or even Paris Hilton. He then fondly reminisced about the time he met her and her Oscar acceptance speech. Paris Hilton starred in 9 Lives, a low-budget horror film co-written by Doctor Who writer Tom McRae. No, how did you miss an entire paragraph? What part didn't I get? What part did I miss? At some point in her life, she met the Fourth Doctor, with whom she talked about a lot. Above Legacy. Talked about a lot, and on another point she was awarded an Oscar and gave an acceptance speech. Alright. Back to the Wheel of Names. Yeah, baby. Volan Sholagos. Hilberts. What does Volensholagos mean? Paris Hilton was actually meant to be in Reality War. Her role got filled by Omega instead. We did Hilbert's, but we're doing it again. I'm getting rid of it. It's all good. Boom. Alright. Let's do this again. Let's do this dance one more time. Okay. Mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hadrojasic. Hang on. The Mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hadrojasic Maxa Rodenfo. There you go. No, see, that one's fine. That one's fine. Russell's names are weird because even though they sound weird, he's still very much using like English syntax and English like mouth phrases. What? What? Hold on. I'm back. Cat? Where was Cat? She's nowhere now. Which one was it? Was it the brown one or the black one? Which cat was it? Was it the black cat or the was it the black cat with green eyes or was it the brown cat with brown eyes? Black cat? It was Elizabeth. That was Elizabeth. She's like the main cat. She's the oldest cat. We've had her the longest time. She's a sweetheart. She's my special girl, Elizabeth. She's a bit of a daddy's girl. It looks like Volensholagos doesn't have a page. Main cat, I'm borrowing that from Boots. The queen got reincarnated as your cat. Yeah, that's her punishment. No, we actually named her after Elizabeth I because when she was a kitten, she used to love tearing the heads off insects. Let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
The one and only true designation system. We've fucking done this one. My man went to Bioshock. All of our cats are named after queens. We used to have one called Victoria, but she sadly passed away from a saddle thrombus. We have Elizabeth, and now we have Eleanor. Shouldn't have been at the head of the international charge. Did you know that the actor who played the editor in the episode took multiple tries to say Mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hadrojasic Maxa Rodenfo, and when he eventually got it, the cast and crew clapped? That's fun. Oh dear. I imagine it's a lot harder to say when you're on set in front of a bunch of people and there's hot studio lights and you're in makeup and you're on a time crunch. I will give Simon Pegg that benefit. And also, I have the benefit of having been hearing that word for 20 years, so... Hi, how's it going? Not bad. We're actually just wrapping up in a minute, but good to see you for a minute, Nick. Let's do one more spin.
Yeah, baby.
One more spin. There's Hot Warriors? I didn't know there were Hot Warriors. Catch you later, Bookie. Bye! Sea Wolf, the Tardis landing site. Okay. Seawolf was a resident of Reality Zero. Seawolf was on an island when a visitor arrived, with Seawolf offering a crystal in return for 4 fish. After the visitor collected enough fish and gave them to him, he gave them the crystal to help repair the TARDIS. Seawolf is a character from Fortnite. What's Fortnite? Anyway, what a great final spin. Yeah, I am heading off now, but I will be back on Thursday on YouTube, and I will be back tonight on Wild Magic. Except I won't be back because Felicia is actually taking over the stream tonight and doing some adventure games and puzzle games and hidden object games. So make sure to tune in for all of that because it's going to be a good time. Bye.